again. Master, hit the switch. Igor, he's alive! Yeah, set it off. Yeah, it off. Yo, let's start riding. My flow's bringing tide in. My John Cochran, break your pride in. I shacked up before you married up. Took the ring for the door after her. Breaking the sound barrier. Hardcore bullet, pull it. Actually can't run it. Boosted for footage. Strict city, suspects put it. Watch me beat through the trees, attacking sharks in the deep blue sea. Aim lock on, golden eye. War in the snowstorm with double horn. UK blow your horns. Put you in ICU, getting blood drawn. That did it off the Adam F. Ball. I move like Robotron. Turn the lights on. Yeah.
Good evening, afternoon, morning, YouTube, whenever you're watching this. Do you like my new hoodie? It's from obviously my sponsor Impact, because this is what I acquired at the weekend at the FitX finals. Obviously, I'm filming this intro after I've been to the event. You know the score now, guys. I always do that. Obviously, I've also managed to get some decent footage of the expo, which you will see throughout this video. But I just wanted to actually introduce the video and sort of talk you through how the event went. So it was pretty cool for Impact, actually, because we ended up sponsoring 2 categories. So if you'll see in this next clip here, we sponsored the physique class 2. So that, this year, basically, the FitX finals seemed a lot bigger than, you know, last year when I was in it, because it's leveling up now. So yeah, it was pretty cool actually to see there was a lot more, like a lot bigger classes. So in this next class, you've got like bikini class 2, for example. Dominic Dalton's there, the lovely blonde haired lady. Like, again, there was just a lot more classes overall. So they'd be split into like height, like 1, 2, 3 and stuff like this. Check out as well Dominique's eye walk. She is like unbelievable. I remember when I saw her at the first ever FitX show, which was there in Leeds last May, and she was a junior then. She smashed the junior class, and she also won the Open. But yeah, she ended up coming second in the finals on this particular showing. But yeah, still amazing, and it's just her stage presence for me. It's just incredible. Sass and flow is unbelievable, and this is what makes a difference to an overall package. And also, another thing for Impact over the weekend, that our new athlete who has recently been sponsored, Craig, he won his classic class, so a new British champion on the Team Impact, which is awesome. Then, yeah, it was just cool. It was cool seeing, so Amber came second to me last year in the finals. She also came second this year, but with a way, way better package. She absolutely looked amazing. They had this cool 360 camera thing going on as well, which was pretty cool. And this is G as well, who is the new British figure champ. And yeah, I told her like about 2 weeks before the finals, I was like, I'm going to be giving you the title this year. Like, you will be the new figure British champ. I promise you that. And I wasn't wrong. She just has like a gorgeous little package that I feel is what FitX, obviously based on me as well, I feel is what FitX look for within the figure class. So yeah, I told her she'd win it, and she went on stage and absolutely smashed it. So safe to say she was very, very happy with the results. But yeah, super proud of her. She looked amazing, and yeah, she did amazing. Yeah, I think on stage here is the bikini trained. So again, Beth Ann, who was in the overalls with me last year, came second in this class. Absolutely smashed it as well.
Which gives us our first place finisher. And
yeah, super cool event in general. It was a really stacked show. It was nice to see a lot of people that I was rooting for doing well, smashing it again. So we have my client Sammy. I just caught her. She's like staring at the wellness class here, because like intently, because she watched it and realized actually this is not for me. And then she went on to watch figure, and she was like, hell yeah, this is for me. So it was pretty cool to be there and like witness her realizing actually what's a vibe. She's got a lot of muscle, so she'll definitely do well in figure and fit the class really, really nicely. So I'm excited to see her get some like figure posing lessons, and yeah, who knows, could be the next year's FitX figure champ. We'll see, pending. And that's pretty much it from the FitX finals. It was a really, really good day. It was literally whizzed by. Like suddenly it was 6 p.m. and I was like, what the hell? Like, how are we still here? How have I not even like blinked for a minute? But yeah, it's always a vibe just to catch up with everyone. That will be the last bodybuilding show that I attend this year. So now the next show I will be attending, I've got a couple of clients in for the PSA first timers in March. So that'll be the next time I'm at a show. So I've got a good 5 months off now just to kind of take a breather, just get my head down. Not that it already isn't down. It's been very much down, I would say, the last few months, like really just enjoying being by myself in the gym and just getting after it, really, getting after the goals for next year. So yeah, really, really exciting on that front. And yeah, I've just had a food increase from Tom on the last check-in I did. So my weight has actually just been dropping ever so slightly recently, finally. So food is finally being uptaken nicely by my little body. So yeah, we've moved carbs up to 400 grams now on a training day, still 155 on a rest day. So yeah, macros as they're sitting at the moment are 400 carbs, 160 protein and 40 fat on a training day. So yeah, I just need to always be mindful of not having like too much fat on that day. So like I couldn't just smash through loads of squares bars, if you know what I mean, because that would like add fat where I don't necessarily want to add fat. So yeah, try and just stick to like carbs, pure carbs, and I'll go for like low fat cereals post workout. Like today for example, I had chicken and a bit of pasta. Top tips for preparing your chicken as well. I'll just show you what I do basically. So I'll just get the packet and I will split it into portions. So I'll weigh it out, whether that's like 150 grams or 100. Usually I'll have 150 on a rest day. So I've prepared it in advance for, like, you know, prior to my rest days, I've cooked it off along with all the rest of it. So I'll get it all out there on a tray and just basically put it all in the oven so it all cooks off into little portions, and that'll be like, you know, good for a few meals. I'll also, you know, cook off whatever it is, like pasta or potatoes, whatever carb source I'm having to go with it. I'll cook off a couple of portions worth of that, so I'll weigh it out. For example, with pasta, I'll generally have like 75 grams raw weight, which works up to 180 cooked. So that's easy to track because it's sort of like on the packet when you scan it in. But yeah, I'll do a couple of portions of that, so I have those on my training days. And then it just means that I've sort of got ahead of the game with prep in a way. So as and when I've sort of like come back from the gym or whatever, and I just want to quickly eat and I want to be really full, I've got like a, you know, like a chicken and potato meal or a chicken and pasta meal ready to go. So yeah, top tips if you're needing a bit of inspo for your food prep: get all your chicken onto a tray, season it and put it all in the oven and just cook it all off together, and then you're not having to constantly think about it. So that's how I do it. Yeah, so that's kind of just literally how I'm eating at the moment. Rest day macros: 155 carb, 200 protein and 80 fat now. So fats have been upped a little bit, they were at 75. So yeah, we're just keeping the carbs low on the rest days still. And that's all going all right, to be fair. I just always, sometimes when I'm away for the day, like obviously I was resting on Saturday because I was at the FitX show all day. It's just like, oh, okay, just being a bit more mindful of what I can snack on during that day. So I took with me like a packet of dark chocolate. I had a protein pudding and a protein yogurt as well. And yeah, just kind of packed a chicken salad with me. And then I took some chicken and potatoes and just, you know, obviously at 155 carbs, I still got some carbs to play with. So I had potatoes that day, had my oats in the morning before I set off. And I actually had a Subway sandwich on the way home on the train. So yeah, it's doable. It's just, you've just always got to be a little bit prepared. And I say when you're tracking macros as well, just to make sure that you're not going like random every single day. You've kind of got some level of structure and similar meals that you tend to have. And then you're always buying the same things. You've always kind of got things in the house, and you just generally end up hitting your macros better. So macro tracking is working for me nicely. It makes me have that bit of flexibility in the off season, so I don't, you know, I don't get too rigid and stuff with food. Apart from that, with the food increase, I'm just trying to taper up volume in the gym a little bit as well. Here and there, adding a couple of sets. I've added another hamstring curl exercise to my leg day, and I've added like literally an extra set of like rows, like on the Cybex row. I trained upper body just now, and yeah, I've started to incorporate a couple of extra sets here and there where I feel like I can recover well from it. I have not said this, but I do have growth hormone in year round. I feel like just to kind of give people a bit of a, you know, a back knowledge on that. Growth hormone, despite the name growth, it doesn't contribute to growth unless you've kind of got, you know, other compounds in play. If you know, it would work well if you had insulin in there, for example. Like, you know, you'll get big guys like going for that kind of sort of in their like, you know, growth phases and stuff, and I'm not going to be taking insulin, obviously. So growth is in there for me. We actually put it in back in like February when I had like the really bad joint pain and stuff, and it was pretty dire, to be honest, when I was like pressing and stuff, and like I could just feel my elbows over my shoulders. So we put growth in, and it just stays in year round. There's also like, you know, when you are lean, it's there as kind of it'll help with, yeah, just like body composition a bit more. So at the moment, you know, there's like, you know, a small chance of it helping. So yeah, Tom like says, just make sure you're taking it fasted. So I need to be taking it basically as soon as I wake up, and then letting it do its thing in terms of like free fatty acid mobilization before I then go and eat. Sometimes I eat too soon after I've injected it. So better would be to have it like, you know, in the evening before I go to bed when I'm about to be in a fasted state, and then also like let it do its thing. But yeah, it's not in there for growth. It won't be helping me grow at the moment. It's just as a recovery tool. And this is one of the things you have to bear in mind, like as an assisted athlete, you've got a lot more sort of tools to play with in that sense. Like, yes, like I can take growth hormone and have much better recovery throughout my off season. So like now when I'm training 5 days a week, I've been training 5 days a week for a few months now. Would I have been able to, the way I train, the sort of like, I go for sort of intensity, you know, I'll do 2 working sets, generally speaking, of most of my compounds, and I really take it to town, usually absolutely smashed after my sessions. And yeah, like, would I be able to recover well from doing 5 days of that style of training? Now, I've always done 4 in the past, but I've pushed it up to 5, and I find that my recovery is all right. But I've got growth in play. So, you know, there's that. There's also stuff like, you know, when you're dieting down, I've got like fat loss agents to play with, whether that's like Clen, T3, T4. So it's just like being assisted, like because you are like, you know, you've chosen to do that, and you therefore like, you know, you can't compete in natural federations. However, you've got like, you know, other stuff that you can utilize throughout the year to kind of just help with other things like recovery and fat loss and whatever phase you're in. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is, you know, being assisted isn't just about getting massive. Like, to be quite frank, you know, when I'm on cycle, that's when I'll feel like the strength increases. When I'm not on cycle, like at the moment, nothing different from how I was when I was natural, where it's literally like you're buzzing to get one more rep, you know, the next week kind of thing. That's how my strength is, because at the end of the day, I've been training hard for a long time now. You know, the more advanced you get with your training, the less you're going to see sort of like progressions and stuff across exercises and stuff. You're going to be fighting for the extra rep and stuff like that. So I'm literally exactly the same as when I was natural. And the only difference is when I then, you know, go on cycle for like 7-8 weeks or whatever, during that time I'll notice like I can actually like, you know, get another pin on the stack and stuff like that, where I wouldn't usually. I'll like, oh wow, I can progress this week. As soon as you come off cycle, it's just like back to square one with your strength and stuff like that. And yeah, so you're not turning into the Incredible Hulk, you're not getting super strong, you're not getting absolutely massive. You might be if your coach is a bell end and you're just running everything all the time and in high doses and for long periods of time. But if you're doing things, you know, sensibly, as per Tom's approach, then yeah, like it's just like you've got, like I say, things like growth that you can have in play to help with recovery and stuff like that. And you can, because you're assisted, you're then able to use other things throughout the year to help overall with your training and other phases. So yeah, I think that's something else to bear in mind with being assisted. It's not all about getting big and strong necessarily. It's about everything else that comes with it. And yeah, that's it's something that I've got at my disposal. And yeah, hopefully that'll help you guys as well, because I think I see coaches pushing growth hormone on their clients, and I'm just like, why? Like, why is that? Telling you that you're going to grow, like, you're not actually, if that's all you're taking. So just as an FYI, if anyone's coach is like, oh yeah, get on the growth hormone, it's really expensive as well, by the way. You're talking like you'll get 10 vials of like 10 IU, and it's like 150 quid. So depending on how many IUs a week you have, is how many weeks it'll last you, and you've spent 150 quid on it. So I won't tell you how much I'm on, but it takes me about, if you're really that bothered and you've got time to do the maths, it lasts me about 3 to 4 months as a female. But males, if you're taking it, they're going to be taking like at least double what I take, at least. So they're going to every 1 to 2 months or even less, they're going to be spending 150 quid. So yeah, being assisted as a male is expensive. So you'll see a lot of guys that like pull their prep just because they literally can't afford, because obviously once you're on prep, you're taking a lot more. But anyway, yeah, that's just a little bit of insight for you. So I'm running growth hormone year round at the moment. I've got the funds to do so. So yeah. And yeah, in the evenings pre-bed, I'll take metformin. And that's, well, basically growth hormone. You know, a side effect would be that it will make you less insulin sensitive. And then so metformin helps to kind of counteract that. So yeah, that's what I'm just doing at kind of year round, as like a just general base of like, you know, stuff that would make me not natty, basically. But other than that, nothing's happening on that front, and it won't be for a while. Since I came off taking Primo beginning of September. So it's been like nearly 2 months of being like, you know, no anabolic assistance, let's say. That's it. That's a little insight into things for you. Hope you've learned something and taken something away from it. Hope you've enjoyed the footage of the FitX finals, and I will keep the content coming because I feel like people seem to be enjoying learning a little bit about, you know, female PD usage. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on the off season. Obviously, at the moment, like I say, things that hopefully I'm hoping can continue on an upwards trajectory now, where my body is responding well to the food finally, and I'll be able to push a little bit, and then we're going to go into like a little mini diet phase, probably after Christmas at this point. So that gives me like November and December to just push, and then it'll be a little tidy up phase, see where we're at, you know, re-establish insulin sensitivity and push up from there until we prep. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. Any questions, any suggestions for future videos as well, let me know. Kind of like I said, the bodybuilding season's pretty much coming to an end now, so I've got no exciting content to come on that front. It'll all just be bits and bobs of my off season. So if there's anything you want to see, anything you want me to cover topic wise, PDs, training, let me know and I will. And apart from that, thank you so much for following along. Really appreciate the support that I've been given recently, and I will continue to give back by producing content. So stay tuned. Ciao for now.